If you can learn how to drive a car, you can do anything. I just want to understand how you want to clean up your life and you don't even clean up your room.
The reason why you are not at where you want to be in life is because you fear failure more than you fear being complacent.
If you've ever wondered what you want out of life, I think you should just look at what you're doing.
All right, gamer traders, we're back at it with another one. But I got to ask you a question. Are you getting complacent with your life? Because if you are, that's not a good thing. Let's talk about it.
If you've ever wondered what you want out of life, I think you should just look at what you're doing. I think what you're doing is what you want. Otherwise, it would take an immense amount of discipline and consistency and hard work to continue living the life that you're living. But if right now you're not going to the gym and you're not making as much money as you want and you're not in the fulfilling relationship that you want to be in, I think deep down, that is what you want. You want the lack of hard work. You want the lack of structure. You want the lack of commitment. So you say that you want these other things, but in that case, why is it not on your schedule? Because if your answer is, well, it's not on my schedule because it's really difficult and I've tried before and I've failed, well, that's part of wanting the thing. Wanting the thing comes with the difficulty and it comes with the failure and it comes with having to start over and pivot and learn and give yourself feedback. That's what wanting something is. So do you want it or do you not? And there's no reason to lie to yourself because there's nothing that causes more depression than wanting one thing and doing another thing.
In situations like this, I think it's very important to realize that most people want certain things that they're not willing to work for. And you just got to be realistic. Like, it would be nice to have these things, billionaire status, a Lamborghini, a new house, paid off debt, whatever the case may be. But am I willing to put the work in necessary to achieve or get the things that I want? Usually what people will do is they'll set a goal so high that they know they'll never achieve, which can be a good thing or a bad thing based on the fact that they're going to do the work necessary by any means necessary for as long as possible to complete it, or they're just setting a goal just to say they have unreasonable goals, knowing they're not going to do the work it takes. That's on them, though. At the end of the day, you already know how it goes. Like, you either do it or you don't. The choice is yours.
If you can learn how to drive a car, you can do anything. Whatever it is that you feel like you want to learn, right now is the perfect time for you to do so. All the over preparing you doing is you procrastinating because you're scared. You didn't learn how to drive your car by reading the manual top to bottom, left to right, and then you wrote a whole thesis about how you was going to apply this new knowledge into learning how to drive the car. And then once you got in the car, you was an expert. That's not how you learn how to drive no car. You got to get in it and you got to start. When you get in that car, you say, oh, you turn the wheel like this and do that. And when you put it in this gear, it go like that. That's how you learn how to drive your car, because you have to start. You didn't compare your first time driving a car to a NASCAR driver, to Vin Diesel. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, start it. There's no perfect time for you to start. There's no over preparing. You don't need to start no thesis. You're going to learn as you go. Because you're going to do it. When I go back and look at my old videos, they look a mess. Did I get paid? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I got paid. And regardless if I got paid in experience, and I learned. Because you learn as you go. I'm sorry to break it to you, baby, but you can't be no expert on the first day. What's the little cliche saying? You ain't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. All right? Ashe.
I love this message because I say something similar to people that I meet in my day-to-day life. And that saying is this, man: the hardest things that people have learned, which is walking and talking, you learned as an infant. Why? Because the infant mind doesn't have the concept of failure. It just has the concept of getting better and better and better and better. We don't learn failure until we grow up. And that's the problem that most adults have. They have a concept of failure and they have a concept of shame, and they start to let that get to them and not to where they want to go. Most people who can overcome this, or who never develop these concepts of failure and things like that, end up becoming higher achievers. They don't have analysis paralysis. It's very important. Also, I love how she ended the video because it's facts. One, she talks about that she was getting paid in experience regardless if she was getting paid in dollars, because if you want to get better at something, obviously you have to continue to do it. You're going to get better over time. It becomes like muscle memory or pattern recognition. But she said that you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. And look at it, guys. We just hit 30 subscribers on the YouTube channel, going toward 40, man. I'm getting excited because I see the vision of what Gamer Trader is going to be for everybody who joins the community.
I just want to understand how you want to clean up your life and you don't even clean up your room. Y'all have let depression
put you in a space and keep you in a space. You want things to get better? Get up, clean up, put on a little concealer and some lip gloss. Go for a walk, go do something. But how do you expect to get anything together if you can't even get yourself together? Get up. Stop with the woe is me. Stop with the oh my life is so hard. There's people who haven't eaten today. There's people who are waking up with terminal diseases. Get up. You thought it was going to be easy? The word told us that there will be trials, but take heart. For I have overcome the world. Like, get up. You gonna woe is me yourself all the way into living a mediocre life.
In this information era we live in, man, it's all being put on display. I feel like the dynamic of winners to losers has always been a small to large ratio, but now it's just that the losers get to now express their voices and opinions on a massive scale. And that's not to say that people aren't going through it or that times are harder than they used to be, but with the advent of the internet and AI and information and social media, we have so many more options and opportunities to be successful, even at a smaller scale. And my understanding of complaining is this: it will never help you get what you need. Like maybe in a restaurant, you could get a free meal or 15 or whatever the percent off your check. But for the most part, when it comes down to being successful, complaining is never, ever, ever, ever going to be the answer. And woe is me, as this girl says, and getting to the end of your life and living with regret is one of the worst feelings. It just simply is. And that's just not how we operate in 2026.
The reason why you are not at where you want to be in life is because you fear failure more than you fear being complacent. That exact thing is what separates you from the top 1%, because failure is a setback. It's a temporary one, though. You fail, you learn, and then you reapproach. Meanwhile, complacency, that's a slow death of potential. Your biggest fear instead should be going another 30, 40 years, looking back and realizing that you were a major participant in why you were so unsatisfied and to why you never lived up to your fullest potential. That should be the most terrifying thing. Not, oh, I'm going to try this, but I might fail. At least you tried, and I promise you that throughout that trying, you're going to be learning a lot of more things that can redirect you, whether it's down that same path or down a different one. But you will never, ever, ever meet the best version of you if you stay exactly where you're at.
Hey, now tell me the women ain't killing it today. Tell me they not spitting facts. Man, trying is one of the best things you can do. Making an attempt. Why? Because you'll never know. I would rather try and fail than never try at all and never know the end result. But here's the thing, man, and I want you guys to realize this. People who've been successful or are successful, for the most part, do not tease you, do not make fun of you. They understand where you are because they were once in that position. You're going to get more flack from people who've never tried or who have failed at everything in life than people who are trying or who are successful. And that's just the facts. Now, who do you want to listen to? Who do you want to be like? When you look at yourself in the mirror, how do you want to feel about yourself? When you have a wife and children or a husband and children, what do you want them to say about you? What do you want your family to say about you, man? All of this stuff is important. It really is so important because, yeah, I know we only supposed to care about what God thinks of us, but let's be realistic. We live in a world where we care about other people's opinion of us, and honestly, we care about our opinion of ourselves. And that's going to come from being an overachiever, being a doer and not a thinker, in many ways more than not.
I consider myself a late bloomer. I went through my entire 30s fucking lost, even part of my 40s, and I'm 42. I still feel lost. But let me tell you, for people who resonate with that idea that we're late to something, which is an illusion, but that's another conversation, right? Because we had these ideas, oh, I should have been this at this place in my life by this point. None of that shit's real. But for those of you who resonate with that idea, I'm gonna give you some wise words of wisdom. It's gonna sound very simple, but I really want you to sit with this shit. Just fucking keep going. Keep your head down. Whenever the anxiety come up, whenever the fears, whenever life reminds you of what you couldn't do before, take a deep breath, feel it, and just fucking keep going. Just keep going. I promise it will all make sense. At one moment, it's gonna click. As long as your heart posture is in the right place, you're being good to people, you're being kind to yourself, and you are putting in the work, it will all make sense. I promise you guys.
2026, go after whatever's on your mind. Fuck what everybody else is talking about. Fuck what anybody has to say. Block everybody else, make a new account if you got to, and go start that hustle, go start that side hobby. Sometimes it's not even the fear that you don't succeed. Sometimes it's the fear that you do. What if that side hobby or that hustle that you want to start actually does work? What if you are going to have to sacrifice the things you're going to have to sacrifice to get there? Changes that aren't easy. I feel like sometimes it's not even if stuff fails, it's what if it succeeds? What if it actually is everything you thought it was going to be and more? You got to be ready for that, and you got to be prepared for that day to come, and it's going to come quicker than you think.
Nah, this is what I like to hear. Great words of encouragement from the younger guys, man. Don't downplay what you have in your mind. The businesses, the ideas, no matter what, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one who makes them come into fruition. The work and the actions that you put in toward that outcome.
You can do whatever the fuck you want in this world. I didn't go to college. I don't know anything at all. Kind of dumb, actually, but I got a whole warehouse full of stuff. I run a business. I work for myself. You must think, oh, well, it's probably something really important. It's not. I make stuff like this. So, go for it.
I don't want to be 30 and rich. I want to be 22 and rich. You guys have to realize, like, I just decided to work hard younger. I started when I literally joined high school. Most people, they have fun in their teenage years, and then, they have more fun early 20s, and then late 20s, that is when they start to get serious, start trying to make money, start hustling. But by then, you're like 30.
Which isn't too late, by the way. 30 is not old. It's just always, I feel best to get into your purpose as early as possible. It just makes the most sense.
You already know it's going to take you years. You already know that. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're still sitting there waiting for somebody to come and find you, to give you some shortcut or help you in some way, make it easier for you. And that's not going to happen. That's not real life. Nobody is coming. And so what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and fix your plan for the 45th fucking time like you always do and not take any real action. Meanwhile, let me remind you, time is literally passing. You're getting older. Do you understand what I'm saying? You do not commit and do the boring and the unsexy and the gross shit now. You're gonna wake up in like 2 or 3 years older and bitter. And bitterness is not cute. Bitterness is ugly, and we ain't going out like that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick one fucking thing, and I want you to commit to it every single day, and it's gonna suck. I'm sorry, nobody wants to say that part because it's not sexy, but it is hard, and it's gonna suck. Just being honest, what do you want from me? It's gotta be one concrete thing that moves the needle. I'm not talking about planning, and I'm not talking about researching, and I'm not talking about journaling. I'm talking about an action item. And for the love of God, stop taking advice from people who aren't exactly where you want to be in your life because they've never taken a chance or done anything uncomfortable or taken any risks or done anything scary. You gotta bet on yourself. Stop planning and just fucking do it, bro.
Gamer traders, who's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? I took the trading thing seriously, and I got the results I wanted. Not to the extent that I wanted it, but at least I started. At least I tried. If you don't believe in yourself, you might as well forget in everything and everybody else believing in you. Because why? Because at the end of the day, action is what matters most. You cannot believe in yourself, take action, and get results, but the belief is what's going to keep you going, what's going to keep you consistent, what's going to keep you focused. And you got to make sure you count out all distractions, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, that's so important. So just take this lady's words of advice very seriously.
People who died yesterday had plans for today. You were given the opportunity to wake up this morning, and you're going to choose to be mediocre. You're going to choose to skip cardio. You're going to choose to cut the leg day short. You're going to choose to do the same fucking things you said you were going to change. If you live a life like everybody else, never expect to be fucking great.
If you're between the age 25 to 30 and you feel like life is just passing by, then just give me the next 30 to 40 seconds and I promise you this video will help you out. The first thing I want you to understand is that it's completely okay to feel the way you're feeling. In fact, it's good that you're feeling this way because this means you're not happy or you're not fulfilled with the current way your life is. Now, the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling is because you currently don't have anything in your life that you're chasing after. You're simply living life on autopilot. You're going to that job, you're coming back, eating, sleeping, and repeating. Just sit down with yourself one day, write down each and every things that you wanna try and go after, and then simply start living each one. This will make your life a lot more enjoyable and exciting because you're gonna have problems that you have never faced. You're gonna have success that you have never tasted. And more importantly, time will slow down because you'll be doing things differently every single day.
You know, making these videos, I start to hear things that I really just start to fall in love with, like different concepts and ideas. For example, he said, it's probably a great thing that you aren't happy with the life you're living. Not so much that you're ungrateful or anything like that, but you're not content, meaning you know that there's more to achieve. Because if you were happy with the life you had, once again, not just being content, but because being content is also good, even though you might want more, but you're willing to work. It means that you know that you can achieve more, which is going to allow you to go out there and, you know, do what's necessary, or at least come up with some ideas and writing visions down or writing ideas down so that you can go attack them. Living life on a day-to-day basis on what you want to be. For example, you can tell I'm out of breath right now because in the midst of making these videos, I work out because I see myself being a strong dad, a strong husband. I see myself being physically in shape, but I also see myself being financially free. I also see Gamer Trader at 100,000, even 1 million subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Man, it'll mean everything if you hit the subscribe button, because I know this is not only going to help me, but help multiple people along the ways. Make sure you click the Gamer Trader GG link, go to the website, subscribe to all the socials and everything. Until next time, guys, Too Tall out.